David DeGuzman, joined as always by the rest of the sports team, Whitney Harding, Joe Nugent. And in the summer where there's Euros happening, Copa America's coming up, the Olympics are starting. Here we are.
Your third option.
I know. Well, we still have like a couple of months to go, a month or so to go before that. We have the Olympic trials happening. With all of that happening, we decided today, in the dead of summer, with it being so hot, let's talk about football, shall we? With another digital sports roundtable, we want to talk about Ryan Day's little impromptu media op that we had today. Found out about it last night. And the first topic we want to talk about, Caleb Downs as a running back. Excuse me, what?
Sure.
What is happening?
Why not?
He wants to be a running back.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely has the athleticism to kind of be almost like I would say a Percy Harvin type.
Yeah.
You know, maybe not like a pure handoff, running straight down the I formation type thing. But I mean, get him out in space, see what he can do. Sure, I'm for it.
I mean, this is a team that's had issues with health at running back, right? So adding potentially a fifth. I think the Buckeyes obviously feel really good about their top two running backs, two of the top five best in the country.
Right there.
But also, I get some hiccups. But I mean, James Peoples, Sam Williams-Dixon, also very, very good. So, I mean, is he going to be a fifth string running back, or is it more of a Percy Harvin situation?
It's a package.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's what makes sense. And Ryan Day even said it today. They've got to have contingencies for contingencies. I mean, it's a long season, and no position group gets beat up more than that one.
Yeah, I feel like we laugh about it. I mean, I did a little bit. Like, okay, Caleb Downs he's a safety. Being a running back, it's funny because we see it all the time in high school, obviously. Rarely kind of do we see it in, this level of college football, but we do see it. And, Ryan Day brought it up is that, they're expecting to play a long season with the expanded college football playoff. Like they could be playing, past December deep into January. I mean, we're talking like NFL schedule. So yeah, I mean, and it was his idea too, which I thought that was interesting. It was Caleb Downs' idea to want to play running back. Let's kind of talk a bit more about the overall depth, because I think that was one of the other things that got brought up during the press conference. As we're in the off season, we're trying to build depth. There's so much expectation on this team. What do you think about what Ryan Day said about how he's been able to build depth so far, and the depth he still has to build in camp?
Well, they were not extremely active in the portal in the second part of it after spring ball, so I think that certainly bodes well. I mean, he said that we're not going to bring people in to bring people in. We're going to bring people in to fill holes. So that means that they don't feel like they have really any holes.
Yeah, and I even asked him that with regards to recruiting, but it's the same kind of idea. I asked him, are you just trying to bring in with the way that things are now with NIL, transfer portal, are you just trying to bring in as many of the best guys as you can? Yeah. Or is it still trying to fill gaps? And he said it. He said, no, honestly, with NIL and transfer portal and stuff, you want even more so to find the people that fit Ohio State, because then that's why they're here, not just for those potential things. And it means the same thing. It goes all into this. And with the longer season, more guys could see more time. That could definitely behoove them more with recruiting, and he even said, you still want to sometimes find those guys who are not always the most highly touted, but you find these diamonds in the rough and you can develop them. And I think that's going to be very important for them.
Yeah. And as they work on building the depth, receiver is a spot.
Yeah.
They need to do it. He talked about that today. Safety. So they don't need to lose their best safety.
No.
Right.
Caleb Downs, he's playing running back, because the depth behind there is a little bit murky at the moment. So there's definitely some spots where they're working on it. Also, he talked about trying to identify who our third, fourth, fifth defensive tackle is inside.
Right.
As well. So.
And then, of course, there's always the offensive line questions. And that's not just depth. That's just the starting five. Yeah. He said he feels good about it. He says he likes what he's seen through the development standpoint there. And I think that was a really interesting thing Ohio State did not do, is they did not go to the portal to bring in an O-lineman.
I thought that was interesting too. And you ask any college football coach, or really any coach, and they always ask, what does it come down to? It always comes down to the line. If you don't have that depth at line, I mean, it doesn't really move after that. This was the first press conference we've had since, we've had a lot of big college sports changes, so a lot of big picture stuff. Anything stuck out to you about what Ryan Day said in the wake of, all the NIL and, revenue sharing now that we're about to see unfold in college sports?
I mean, in very Ryan Day fashion, he, I think, towed the line. Because I think, honestly, part of that's what he does, but also he probably doesn't know yet. I mean, none of us really know. And I think that that's something that everybody's trying to figure out. And so I think it is something that we're all kind of weaving our way through.
So we talked to Coach Trussell actually a week or two about it, and he brought up a point of trying to find the middle ground. Mm-hmm. He said, 15 years ago, when athletes had, there was no NIL and no ability to make money outside of sports, that probably wasn't right, with all the money that was coming in. And where we are now, maybe we went too far, right? So you talk about towing the line with Coach Day today. Maybe there's this idea amongst the coaches that, somewhere in between where we've been the last 15 years is probably the right spot to be.
I think the biggest concern, and I'm not a coach, I don't want to speak for coaches, but from what the pieces that we can pull together, I think the biggest concern is that booster element that the NCAA did such a great job clamping down on after my alma mater, SMU, used it to a wonderful end.
Right, that's right.
It was a good weekend. But I think I think one of the biggest concerns is how that influences recruiting. And I think that to me is where they're really, nervous about it. And I could be very, very wrong. And someone can jump on here at a coach and be like, nope, not it. Okay, cool. But when you hear things that people are saying, I feel like that is the biggest concern that some of these coaches have. Now, in some ways, I think it's a little bit too far. We don't want things to change. Guess what? They have and they are.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and Ohio State's kind of led the way with that, for better or for worse. And what always strikes me about every time we have a Ryan Day press conference is just how he does speak to the media in such a way. You get like a CEO kind of feel, and it's kind of that's kind of where we are now in college sports, right? Because it's not just about coaching anymore. And so Ryan Day's kind of used to these questions now, and as things happen, with college sports, as they unfold, you kind of get that CEO approach. So
it was a big deal in the spring when he was coaching the running backs.
I was.
Wow, we're coaching a position.
Yeah. And who knows, maybe Caleb Downs will be in that group a little more.
That's why.
Anything else we want to get off our chest? It's the summer and we're talking about football. Is there anything we should anything else we want to just lay out there in this little kind of off season that we're having?
I'll throw one out there. I'm excited to see what Tavion St. Clair does at Elite 11. Yeah. I went to one of the camps at Ohio State earlier this week, or last week I should say, and chatted with him, and he's super excited to go and be one of the finalists. He's now a 5-star. He wasn't when Ohio State offered him. He is now a 5-star. He has put on some serious muscle. Yeah. The arm has always been strong, but now I say the arm is probably more powerful than just strong. And it was fun. One thing I thought was interesting is watching him go to throw. And he had some great people to throw to, but he would have to wait and wait and wait because his arm is so powerful that he needs the receivers that can keep with him. And so I thought that was really interesting to see.
And with him, it's an interesting high school career because he's not playing in the most powerful offense, right? They're not trying to score 50 points by any stretch. And there's games where they know if they can run the ball on the team that they're playing, they're going to do that.
They're going to do it.
Even though they have one of the best quarterbacks in the country. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to watch this year during the season because he's been great in the off season. He is great, and that's why Ohio State offered him. But I personally want to see it on Friday nights during the high school football season. I shot many of their games last year, and was really excited. And they're running the ball because that's they want to win. So I totally get it. But I think this year will be interesting as far as watching his growth in a game.
And I loved hearing what he had to say when we were talking with him about recruiting, and he was saying, I'm going to be a quarterback at Ohio State. I know I'm a leader. And so he has taken that leadership role in recruiting his class. Yeah. And when we asked him, who are you going after? He was like, oh, offensive lineman, of course. I mean, he's a smarty. He knows. But he really has jumped in full force into that recruiting field and is trying to better his own class. And I think that's super cool. That's what you want to see from the future Ohio State quarterback.
Well, football, it's going to be here before you know it, folks. I mean, August 1st is fall camp for Ohio State, the season opener against Akron, August 31st. But until then, I guess we'll just have to talk about other sports. So for Whitney Harding, Joe Nugent, I'm David DeGuzman. Thanks for joining us.